Today, the north of England bestows on us a brace of breathtaking December days in the Lake District, with Lee, undisputed king of the low cadence seated power, Baxter. This weekend represented an unexpected but perfect opportunity for a few digs on the steep stuff and a little cyclotourism, plus a couple of lessons in cycling survival from Lee Baxter Grills, foraging for both water and carbohydrates. We even found time for a little picnic. This is cycling and pottering. Let's not forget the pottering without mercy.
Welcome one and all to Bike Racing Without Mercy, Lake District Winter Special.
The valley of Little Langdale, home to the tarn they call Blee, come rain or shine, is always super pleasing on the eye. But with the low-lying December sunlight glistening on the frost, accompanied by the residual low-hanging mists, I hope you'll agree that exquisite and sublime are suitable adjectives to describe the beauty. Uplifting to the max, fueled by a higher power, and of course a bit of yogurt and granola.
Lee Baxter, as I live and breathe. How's it going, sir?
Very well, thank you, Phil.
A fist pump, of course?
Yes.
A warmly knitted fist pump.
Yeah.
So you wrapped up warm for today's little adventure?
Yeah, I don't think you could wrap up too warm today. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually a little bit toasty already. Unbelievable, isn't it, Lee?
Absolutely stunning.
Now in the frost, we were wheel spinning at 5% on one of the climbs which was in the shade, so we had to concoct a plan B in terms of the route and made our way towards Ambleside for a December dig up the iconic and sun-drenched official climbs number 181, The Struggle, hoping for the very best of vistas from Kirkstone Pass, and as you'll see, we were not disappointed. The shaded journey to Ambleside had caused our body temperatures to plummet, so our plan was cunning but simple. Bring up the thermometer with the application of power on unrelenting double-digit gradients. I often find that if in doubt, a little bit of stupidity and brute force will solve many of life's problems. Cold and clad in our many layers of winter finery, we launched probably a bit too enthusiastically off the mini roundabout in Ambleside, in turn causing the body temperature and heart rate to rise majestically and in unison. And it's not the easiest of places to adjust your attire, let alone with thick gloves on small zips, so stoically I made do. This is a very fine climb, and with the views to our right making time pass fast, we settled into the usual Lake District rhythm of sweet spot with surges on the steep bits and were sure to back off the power on the shallower gradients. As you can see, after the first 2.5 kilometres I was pretty maxed out, but the shallow section affords copious recovery for the final big ramp. Clocking in at 4.5 kilometres with an average gradient of 8.5%, all looks fine on Strava. But it's a climb of 3 parts, super steep for 2.5 kilometres, then shallow and once again super steep for 0.6 kilometres. It's maybe 70% of a Colwood. 22 minutes and 12 seconds was, well, some way off Rohan Dennis's 13 minutes and 7 second KOM.
So that was quite a struggle, wasn't it?
That was an immense struggle. It was really something, yeah.
Bit too hot for me.
Yeah, when we started I was absolutely freezing, and now I am boiling the bag.
Yeah, I too am boiling the bag. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But what a day. Look at the views and the mists.
It's awesome. Oh my word, yes.
The 9.8 kilometre descent from Kirkstone Pass back down to Windermere is always a luxury, and you do need those layers. And we headed then into a long loop at Chinwag to the southern tip of Windermere,
Hi.
and then in the shade and the mist around to our next climb in the west, Cartmel Fell.
I ask you, does life get any better than this, Lee? Answers on a postcard.
Not really.
Not really indeed. I mean, look at it.
Stunning.
We've had a nice little chat, putting the world to rights.
Yeah.
Just what cycling's about.
Yeah.
It turns out Lee is also learning how to forget his bike and not only run but swim. Triathlons are in the cards, right?
That's what it's all about in 2022. Triathlons.
And Michael Harron, not the easy flavour triathlon, the kind that you like, triathlons involving fell running up
Yes.
Scarfell Pike,
Yes. All off-road.
off-road, hardcore, double flex. Cartmel Fell, here we come.
Having got halfway up, and with the beauty of the vistas that you just saw having correctly interrupted our nice little chat, it was only right and proper that we retraced our steps partway back down in order to capture the moment. As you know, I really don't mind routes that retrace their steps. It really was an exceptional ascent, climbing up and out of the forest with the mists and pale sunlight to the promised land of vistas, milk and honey at the top of the fell.
We done? Yeah. Okay. Let's fill them up. That is a beautiful climb, beautiful, perfection. Should we stop here and get a quick film? Look at it. The Lake District, it continues to flex on the nation, doesn't it? I mean,
It
look
is.
at it.
It's amazing today. I've never seen anything like that. Beautiful.
We have lucked out today, that's for sure. Well, here we are, Lee, back in Little Langdale. Thank you very much
It's been a great day.
for an absolutely sensational 80-kilometre loop, 1650 metres of climbing, so not trivial.
Not bad for Plan B, was it?
And what
Yeah.
a plan B it was.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a day.
And the Lake District in December. This is the Lake District in December. I mean, it's an amazing December day, but we certainly got lucky, didn't we?
Yeah, you don't get many days like this. For sure we got lucky. Yeah.
I don't know about you, Lee, but my mind is turning to a little bit of cake, maybe a nice spice bun. I have one of those. Just on the boil, let's put it that way.
You never
I
go
always have
anywhere
one on
without
ice.
a bun.
A nice spice bun on ice.
It was even colder on the Sunday, but if anything, more spectacular. And we sought the safety of the gritted roads and set off up the 9.8 kilometres from Troutbeck Bridge to Kirkstone Pass. Kirk means church in the Oldie Nordic, and in times gone by, slate, lead and copper were all mined in these parts, and indeed precious was the light. In any other part of the UK, this would be a must-do climb, gradually winding its way up to the highest road pass in the lakes. But for the cyclist, there are plenty of other ascents, all vying for your attention, so this isn't one of Lee's or indeed my own local favourites. But in the interest of safety and getting in an extended effort to warm up the blood, it's perfect. And at times the light was exceptional, especially on the lower parts in the frost and also as you get higher and right next to the ridge. And it set us up nicely for a dig up Official 100 Climbs number 83, Kirkstone Pass.
Well, dearly beloved, once again, we reconvene at the same spot as yesterday. Different route up, different jersey, different day. Same incredible weather, eh, Lee?
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
Now, how did you enjoy your threshold effort there? It was more of a sweet spot, I think, wasn't it?
There's nothing sweet about it. It was horrible.
Is there ever anything sweet about sweet spot?
It's sweet now. No,
It's sweet now. It sure is sweet now. I mean, look at that. Just blue. Just blue there on the camera. Just blue. That's what it is. Blue. Look at it. Blue. Blue is the colour.
Don't see that often.
There we go. Blue on blue. All right, so what's next on the agenda, Lee? Hit me with it.
Down Kirkstone, and we're going to ride up it.
Which way down Kirkstone?
From the south to the north.
Down there, you mean?
Yes.
Oh.
Towards Penrith, and we will.
So which way are we
back.
coming back up?
Yeah, we're coming back up the side we're descending.
Oh. Now the level of concern is high. So we're coming back up Kirkstone. Really, it's the final kilometre that is properly disgusting. The first 4 are just merely horrible. Is it 4 or 3? I don't know.
Is it too late to get out of it?
Well, we could just freewheel back down the pass there. Is that not an
Come
option?
on, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. We're going to go for it. Oh my word, though. We'll see you back up here. Well, in a while, because we're going to have a bimble at the bottom. We are going to have a bimble at the bottom, aren't we, Lee?
We'll
a
have a
bimble?
bimble.
Yeah, we're not coming straight back up. It is, after all, the off-season. Water stop. I present to you Lee Grills. How does it taste, Lee?
Oh, it's beautiful. Spring water.
Running spring water. Bear Grylls would actually condone that. And you've been drinking here for a while, I understand, Lee. How many years?
Decades.
Decades. He's been drinking from here for decades. The fountain of youth, I reckon, given how powerful you are,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm 80.
How good is this? I mean, I've still got some water. Yeah, I mean, should I? I don't know. No, it will end in disaster. Anyway, back on with the descent, because the level of shivering is now starting to rise. Well, that was cold, wasn't it? Oh gosh, yes. Definitely felt the temperature drop quite considerably. Wow, look at it!
Having had my survival lesson number 1 from Baxter Grills, I feel I was well prepared to take on the ascent of Official 100 Climbs Kirkstone Pass, which is 5.2 kilometres, average gradient 5.6%, but in all honesty doesn't really get going for 2 kilometres, in turn providing for a much steeper final 3 km. However, what with all the pottering around, I do love to potter, in order to take in the once again exquisite beauty of the Patterdale Valley, we managed to start our own effort with about 4 kilometres to go. Schoolboy error. Now if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, we'd be super grateful if you would. It really does help the channel.
Last bit, Lee. Last bit.
Yeah.
Words really can't do justice to climbing in these conditions, but to say that it was uplifting, empowering, nourishing for the soul, well, that would all be a gross understatement. This was truly magical, otherworldly in the very best of ways, living to the max.
Well, here we are again, reconvened at the top of Kirkstone Pass 3 times in one weekend. It's the 19th of December, and I think it's appropriate, it is appropriate, isn't it, Lee, that we have a picnic.
Yes, of course.
A picnic here in the Lake District in December. Who would have thought it? I mean, but look at it, look, no gloves even for me. And I'm not shivering, Lord de Lego, I'm not shivering. Now, we've got no Swedish delicacies today, Lee, but look, I have got a kind breakfast, blueberry and almond sort of flapjack type thing. Take one of those, sir.
Oh, go on.
And we deserve this. We got just under 1,000 meters of climbing under the belt. We're not the only picnickers. There's loads. Anyway, I think we're going to go back down into the cold. Actually, it's a lot colder down at the bottom there. Maybe
Cafe stop?
cafe stop. You read my mind, Lee. You read my mind.
Looking at the farmer.
Is that a view? Or is that a view? Wow! Check out wind of it! Get my finger in the way. We're just musing on the fact that because we're cycling, we're kind of close to nature, and you get to suddenly just sense when to stop. I mean, this is an obvious place to stop, right? But there's so many little adventures that we've had along the way. But the only way you get to see all of this, so much of this, is because we're cycling and covering a lot of terrain. It's the perfect mode of transport for the amateur adventurer. It's all that's best about cycling, is having a little explore, a few digs on some hills.
Yes,
I mean, it wasn't like super full gas, but it was, well, I was pooped.
It was enough.
I was pooped, yeah.
And after plenty more pottering and discussion on the merits of fell running, the polar opposite to pottering, I feel, it was high time to descend for Lee's survival lesson number 2, sourcing carbohydrates in the nearly wild.
And there is a gentleman. Thank you very much.
Flat white. Cappuccino.
Scott, we've got a loyal little comma. There we go. Thank you very much. Flat white, decaf. Lucky boy. What have we got here? Ooh, exploration. Oh, that's a carrot cake, right?
Orange. Poppy seed, I think.
Orange and poppy seed cake. That's one slice, is it? Or that's just 2 slices, surely?
No, that's one.
That cannot be one slice. What the hell is this?
That is
I mean, can you put that on your...
millionaire shortcake or something.
And in terms of the cake, I think we can say portion size is adequate. Lee, by way of scaling, would you do me the honour just putting that by your face, please? Just pick that up. Give me a... I mean, look at the size. Look at the depth.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
It's
heavy.
Right. We cannot eat both of those.
Like
we seriously cannot eat both of those. Right, we need to break a bit off. And then your kids, you need to take some back for your kids. They will enjoy it.
For Christmas, that can be pudding on Christmas.
Absolutely incredible. Quote of the day. I'm starting to sicken slightly on this. Look how much is left.
I'm going to finish it though. Yeah, I'm going to finish it.
Only slightly. I mean, I'm doing well, but mine's a fair bit lighter than that. I mean, that must have weighed a good couple of pounds.
It's a slab. It is a slab, yes.
Yeah. So you can see, this man is going to do justice to that.